President Donald Trump has warned that the United States will move swiftly and, in his words, perhaps violently, to disarm Hamas if the group fails to surrender its weapons in Gaza. Speaking at the White House, Trump said Hamas had pledged to disarm as part of his ceasefire deal and insisted that the group would be held to that promise. "They're going to disarm because they said they would," he said. "If they don't, we'll disarm them. They know I'm not playing games." The comments came as Hamas handed over the remains of 4 more people to Israel. 3, identified as Uriel Baru, Tamir Nimrodi, and Etan Levy, were confirmed to be Israeli hostages. The 4th body has yet to be identified. 8 sets of remains have now been returned, with 4 more expected in the coming hours. All living hostages were freed earlier in the week. Israel has since announced it will reopen the Rafah border crossing with Egypt as scheduled. The recovery of more bodies from Gaza's ruins has cast doubt on the durability of the ceasefire. 20 hostages are still unaccounted for, and Israel has warned it may limit aid deliveries or delay border operations until Hamas returns the remaining bodies. Meanwhile, Hamas is attempting to reassert control inside Gaza, clashing with rival armed groups accused of cooperating with Israel. The group's continued refusal to disarm poses one of the main challenges to Trump's peace initiative. Israel's prime minister responded cautiously to Trump's warning. The president said, "They better do it, or all hell breaks loose." I hope it doesn't come to that. We're ready to move forward peacefully. The scale of destruction across Gaza is said to surpass that of Berlin and Hamburg after World War II. Rebuilding for Gaza's 2 million residents will depend on how long the fragile truce can hold. According to BBC Middle East correspondent Hugo Basha, 3 of the 4 bodies handed over have been identified, but Israeli authorities believe the 4th may not belong to a hostage. Early reports suggest Hamas may have mistakenly returned the body of a Palestinian, a mix-up that has occurred before. If confirmed, the number of hostage bodies still in Gaza would stand at 21. The delays have stirred anger in Israel and raised concerns that the ceasefire agreement could break down. Hamas has offered no explanation for the delay, saying only that some bodies remain buried under rubble and that more time is needed to locate them. Reports from Gaza indicate that the Rafah crossing with Egypt has reopened. Israel had threatened to delay its reopening and restrict humanitarian aid in response to Hamas's failure to promptly return the hostages' remains. Under the terms of the ceasefire, up to 600 truckloads of aid are expected to enter Gaza each day. Israeli media report that 4 additional bodies are due to be handed over later today. Clashes have erupted in several parts of Gaza between Hamas and rival armed groups, according to Gaza correspondent Rushdie Abu Alouf. The most significant of these factions, known as the Abu Shab group, operates mainly in Khan Yunis and Rafah. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas has condemned public executions carried out by Hamas, calling them criminal acts that undermine the Palestinian cause. Hamas has defended its actions, claiming it is targeting criminals and collaborators to restore order. Israel temporarily delayed the movement of patients and aid convoys through Rafah, but is expected to allow them to resume. Around 250 injured or seriously ill Palestinians are set to cross into Egypt for treatment. The World Health Organization estimates that 15,000 people in Gaza require urgent medical care abroad as hospitals remain destroyed or severely damaged. No aid trucks entered Gaza yesterday, though between 400 and 600 are expected today. For residents, frustration is growing as the ceasefire struggles to hold. "Everything is uncertain and deeply frustrating," said Abu Alouf. "Even the simplest parts of this deal are not going according to plan. As the guns fall silent and promises hang in the air, Gaza's future depends on whether words can outlast weapons. The world is watching, and history will remember."